Since we are now inching closer and closer to winter, which is just crazy to think about with the holidays coming, all of that stuff, I thought that it would be a fun time to chat about some fashion, home, just life trends that I am both absolutely loving and a huge fan of, or maybe also that I hate or that I won't be buying or wearing, and just kind of combine them into one video together. This is very much just gonna be a chatty, sit back, grab a snack, grab a drink, grab an iced coffee, grab a holiday beverage of your choice, and just relax and let me chat at you about a bunch of different trends for winter 2025 and going into 2026, which is actually, I can't think about it, I'm gonna spiral. Also, quick disclaimer as always, if you love these trends or you hate these trends, good for you. This is simply just me having a kiki, as the kids would say. Just truly yapping about things that don't matter at the end of the day, because you can just wear whatever you want. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that has a tie sewn onto it. You know what I mean? So it's like, who am I to talk about what's cool and what's not? So anyways, I made a list of maybe like 10 or so trends that I like and that I really kind of don't like or that I won't be wearing, and we will go through all of them together. And you know how I love to yap, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, let's start off with the things that I love. Let's start off on a positive note, if you will. I have so many different things that I am inspired by and really love right now, but the first thing that popped into my head was a few different styles of holiday decor that I've seen over the last like few weeks or so really make the rounds and like kind of get pulled apart. And that's just sort of how fashion is, isn't it? Like, it's so subjective and things are always on a trend cycle. Things will always come back around. Something will always be in or out. And so it's important to just do what you like. I know I mentioned that, but regardless, that being said, the first thing that popped into my mind was the Ralph Lauren Christmas trend. Actually, I've learned that we've been saying Ralph Lauren and it's literally just Ralph Lauren. Like, it's just Ralph Lauren. So Ralph Lauren Christmas, which is, I think, kind of a more classic Christmas, lots of tartan plaid, classic colors, very catalog type of vibes, I think is really cute. It's not something that I would probably put in my house a lot, but I think it's adorable and I think it's fun to have fun with things. Obviously, as a millennial, sometimes I hear the words like cinnamon bun, glazed iced coffee, hair color fall, and it's like, that's just brown hair. But also, what's wrong with romanticizing things a little bit, you know? Who does it harm? No one. So is Ralph Lauren Christmas just a way of like repackaging and selling things? Yeah, but I think it's cute. I do think it's really cute. I like what I've seen so far. It's very cozy and nostalgic, which I'll talk more about next, but I like the style of it. I think it's cute. I don't really like want to stand in front of the pack and like defend it to the death, but I think it's cute and I like it. And I just think that if you want to try to maybe thrift a few things that are inspired by this, whether it's like a plaid tablecloth or some placemats or some napkins or some kitchen towels or whatever, I think that's fun. Do a little tree skirt that's plaid with some bows or something, you know what I mean? I like that look. I think it's very cute. Speaking of nostalgic, I don't know of any other way to describe this other than nostalgic or vintage Christmas. Depending on when you were born, I mean, technically, I think my childhood Christmas would be considered vintage now, which is terrifying to think about. But this to me is multicolored lights. It is big, gaudy, chunky, over the top, kind of maximalist Christmas vibes, which is what I love. It's what's comforting to me. It's what's nostalgic to me. It's like what Christmas is to me. And I feel like over the last several years, millennials especially have like led the charge of doing these very like sad beige Christmases. And I did it too. I did a boho themed tree one year. Huh? Then I realized, oh my god, I missed color, and probably back, I think in 2021 was the first Christmas that I was like, I need tinsel, like the old-fashioned loose tinsel stat. I need colored lights, and I need to bring out like my old childhood ornaments, the ones that are tacky. Like, tacky is Christmas or holidays, you know what I mean? I'm not a super religious person, so Christmas for me just means like the holiday season and the decorating and the family getting together and all that kind of stuff. And so in the decorations department, I just love going balls to the walls, if you will, and doing all of the fun nostalgic things of my youth. It's like so comforting for me. Sometimes I want to cry. Like, do you ever see those TikToks of people going through a slideshow of Christmas from the 90s and like your heart feels like it's being crushed by like a large metal device? You know what I mean? Just something about that Christmas vibe makes me so happy, and I love seeing that a lot more people are leaning more towards vintage Christmas Christmas and kind of more antique looking things and maybe thrifting their Christmas ornaments or maybe going for colorful lights or whatever it is, whatever makes you happy truly. Like, I completely get that a lot of us grew up in very chaotic, like maximalist homes, so we lean towards more simple things, but couldn't be me. Honestly, bring on the chaos. I love it. Sometimes I see people being like, come to Target with me, and they're like shopping for holiday decor and they're picking out all of the things that look like vintage, and I'm like, oh boy, would you love thrifting. Like, you would love it. There's so much vintage out there and stuff that already exists, so let this be a little polite nudge to go check out your local thrift store for home decor or your local antique shop or whatever, and it's stuff that's already lasted for so long up until this point. It's better quality and it's cuter. And no one else has it, you know? Win-win. All right, next up for fashion trends. I've actually been trying to spend more time on Pinterest lately, like scrolling through Pinterest like I would another social media app, because it brings me a lot of joy and a lot of inspo, as opposed to like maybe comparing myself to other people or seeing a lot of negativity or whatever it is that you see on other apps. And when I've been scrolling on Pinterest, what I've been seeing a lot recently is something that I have loved since being a kid. I also loved its resurgence in like 2015, 16, 17, and now it's kind of come back around again, and that is a flannel tied around the waist, but with like a sweater and baggy jeans kind of look. Obviously, this isn't cutting edge. It's been around forever, like I said, since I was a kid, and I love it. It feels 90s, but it also feels like slightly different than what we used to do. When I was a kid, I feel like it was a lot more kind of grunge inspired, like Nirvana and that kind of vibe or aesthetic. And then in like the 2015s-ish, we'll call it, it was very much like a bralette or a tank top with some high-waisted denim shorts, very short, mind you. Maybe even some over-the-knee boots and then the flannel tied around the waist. But now it's, yeah, like a fall and winter thing, and maybe layered with like a jacket and a nice cozy chunky sweater and a nice pair of jeans. I love this look. I think it's so fun. If you're a millennial, you will probably also love it, but even if you're not, I think you will also love it as well, because you were alive in 2016, and so it's coming back around again, you know? Welcome. Welcome, it's fun. There are times when trends come back around and I'm like, oh God, no. And then there are other times where I'm just like, you know what? Hell yeah. And this is definitely one of them. I think it's just so much fun and I cannot wait to wear it, because I, like many others, have a big collection of flannels that I haven't been wearing lately, so this is another way to wear them. It will come as no surprise to you, based off of this, based off of recent videos, that I have been loving the menswear trend on women at the moment. A woman or a femme person wearing like some kind of tailored suit or like oversized trousers with the blazer just does something for me. I'm obsessed with it. It's just mwah. And I've been seeing it a lot recently, layered with like a waistcoat or maybe like a collared shirt with a tie and some nice trousers, or truly full on wearing a suit, like a full on suit. I just love it. I think it's such a power move. I think it's so, dare I say, and to me it just gives like, yeah, very powerful energy, and I'm really, really into it. Now, will I be wearing a full-blown suit out and about? Probably not, but you know, if I thrifted one and it tickled my fancy, maybe I would. But I just really love the look of it, and I'm seeing so many cute girlies wearing these amazing suits and looking incredible in it. Like, even thinking back on like the Grammys last year when Doechii did her like Tom Brown, you know, suit, like that kind of pinstripe vibe. I just love it. I love it. I think it's so cool. And menswear looks better on women anyways. I said what I said. Kind of in a similar vein, but this might be a little bit more preppy, which actually, fun fact, I have a niece that's Gen Alpha, and she has informed me that preppy is something different now. Preppy to Gen Alpha means checker print, smiley faces, disco balls, cowboy boots, cherries, that kind of vibe. But us millennials, I can't believe how old I sound in this video, but us millennials, we know it as collared shirts, clueless style fashion. You know what I mean? Over the knee socks, loafers, like school uniform vibes. Anyway, sorry, I went off on an ADHD tangent, but in that kind of preppy, that I know it as, vein, I love seeing a button-down shirt with a sweater layered over top of it. It reminds me of the exact type of style that I would wear in like middle school and a little bit in high school. I just think it's so chic, and like with a cute pair of glasses like this, some baggy jeans, some Birkenstocks, like what a cute look. I love it. I think it just adds, yeah, like a little bit of something extra to a sweater, and it feels nostalgic because I just have to have everything nostalgic, obviously. And it's just something a little bit different than just wearing a sweater on its own. Obviously, this style has been around forever. It's extremely classic, but I've just been seeing a lot more of it lately on like lots of different styles of people, and I just think it's so cute. I love it so much. Are we getting a vibe of like what I'm really into at the moment? Because the next one is Argyle. Like, Argyle has always been around. I've always thrifted Argyle sweaters and sweater vests and things like that, but I feel personally, based off of what I'm looking at, that Argyle is really having a moment right now. And I find it to be adorable, classic, mature, but also trendy at the same time. I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing in like the Argyle sweater department. I know on TikTok, like a couple of months ago, there was this really viral H&M Argyle sweater, but there are so, like, honestly, almost every time you go to the thrift store, there will be Argyle sweaters, especially in the men's department. It again kind of goes in with that whole like classic sort of 90s and 2000s style, but also something a little bit different and current, and I'm obsessed. The next trend we have is faux fur trimmed jackets. I love the look of these so much. It reminds me of Almost Famous. It reminds me of that kind of era. It's very Fleetwood Mac, very 60s, 70s. I'm obsessed, but I like the way that people have been styling it a little bit more kind of modern these days, and it's just such a cute look. I don't live in a place that's cold enough really to wear something like this, but if I was like a London girly or if I was on the East Coast, I would get one of these in a heartbeat. I'm sure you could thrift one as well. It's probably super easy to do. I just find these to be maybe the cutest jackets ever. I've been seeing so many different stylings with them as well. Like, people are wearing a cute little thick headband with it, or cute little hats, or a slick back, or different glasses, and I just think it's such a cute accessory. It's kind of like the focal piece, honestly, of the outfit, but it's also practical because it's a coat, so you can wear it, you know, for actual warmth, and I just love it. I love it so much. It's so adorable to me. A trend that I'm actually very excited to see kind of coming back around, even though this hasn't ever gone out of style, but I just like it and I'm seeing more of it recently, and that is brown corduroy pants. I have always loved corduroy. I was a corduroy kid in the 90s. Obviously, corduroy has been around long before that. It's just one of my favorite fabrics, materials, I'm not sure, but I love brown right now. Like, anything brown and kind of burgundy maroon is very much in my color palette at the moment. If you were to look around my house, you'd be like, holy brown, there's so much of it, and I just love it. I just love it. So seeing brown corduroy coming back around a little bit more is making me so happy. It's a little bit grunge kind of, but it's also styled in a different way, and it can be adaptable to whatever your style is, and it's just so much fun. And I have a pair of brown corduroy pants that I got probably like 2-3 years ago, and I am so excited to wear them again this fall and winter. And it's just that little bit of extra something with the corduroy that really does it for me. I love it. Next up, we have plaid skirts, really at any length, but recently I've been seeing a lot of plaid maxi skirts out in the wild and on Pinterest, and they're so cute. I love them. I'm on the hunt at the thrift store. It's probably been on my thrift wish list for like 2-3 years now. So fingers crossed I will find one in my size very soon. It's just very chic. It's very grungy if you want it to be, like with some Doc Martens, with a nice little coat over the top, maybe with a baggy sweater. It's just an iconic piece of clothing and I want one so badly. I have seen some that I could purchase new, but I feel like it's one of those items that maybe I wouldn't wear all the time. So I feel a little more comfortable thrifting it, because then maybe once I get my wear out of it, I can like redonate it or resell it. But man, I am like feral for a plaid maxi skirt at the moment. It's so good. Next up is leopard print, which is leopard print ever out of style? In my mind, no. Absolutely not. I'm seeing a lot more leopard print jeans, which I bought a pair of leopard print jeans probably 2 years ago, and I love it so much. I love leopard print skirts and coats and bags and accessories and scarves and everything in between. It's just so cute, and maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s. Matilda was everything to me. Her mom, iconic. Leopard to me is a neutral as well, like it's a pattern, but it goes with everything, and I like seeing people styling it with different things like stripes or, you know, pattern mixing a little bit. So that one's really fun. I'm a big fan of that one, and I don't think leopard will ever go out of style. Something that I am very curious about though, side note, is I wonder if like the early 2000s version of leopard print will ever come back, like the purple leopard print, the pink leopard print, like will that come back at some point? I'll include this clip in the video in the future when when that is like a hot trend for spring or something like that, but leopard is just always gonna be that girl to me. All right, now on to trends that I hate, that I absolutely want to see dead. No, I'm kidding. I just maybe won't buy these, or maybe I do hate them. I don't know. And we'll start like I did before with some kind of like holiday aesthetics, if you will. And the first one is sad beige Christmas. I'm sorry, I don't understand. If you could have fun, funky, nostalgic, kitschy Christmas, why would you have sad beige? Why do you have a beige Christmas tree? To me, Christmas makes me think of childhood, and childhood equals colorful, equals vintage, equals kitschy, equals funky ornaments and decor and stockings and tinsel and garland and all of that kind of stuff. And so I'm not coming from a holier than thou place because I've been there. I've been in sad beige boho hell. I had macrame ornaments. You know, I get it. It had to be the theme. It had to be all very neutral. We were all very into neutral for a while there. But I just encourage you, maybe, I don't know, to like add a little bit of color, add a little bit of fun, add some red and green. If you don't like red and green, add some gold and silver, just something. Just something a little bit extra. Unless it truly makes you happy, and in that case, go off. But for me, I've gotta have just the tackiness at level 1000, especially during the holidays. All right, the next holiday thing that I will definitely not be buying this year is a real Christmas tree. I cannot believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but I am so anti-real Christmas tree this year. Oh my God. If me, even like last year or the year before that, could hear me say those words, I don't even know what would happen. But hear me out. I had a traumatic experience last year in which my boyfriend and I, jolly as can be, rolled up to the parking lot where they were holding this Christmas tree stand. We went, we paid an absurd amount of money for this Christmas tree. The man starts tying the Christmas tree on the car, but I'm just really not confident in the method. But obviously, this is his profession. He knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, excuse me, could you maybe like tie that a little better? So we get the tree on the car, I start to vlog, I realize I'm not recording, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm not recording, let me start that clip over again. I was really sad because I missed the whole clip of like me filming out the window. Look, the tree's on top of the car. I missed the shot, right? Well, let me tell you, I never got the shot because 0.2 seconds later, after I started recording, our Christmas tree flew off the car in the middle of the busy road. I was just recording for like 2 minutes. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. Our tree is off the car on the ground. What's going on? So we stopped the car in the middle of the road. Luckily, it was like this area where we kind of just like pulled off onto the shoulder. We got the tree back on the car. We were kind of retying it. My sweet angel boyfriend went through the sunroof and held onto this tree with all of his might for the entire drive home while I drove us. It was crazy. And then that tree died like a week later. So yeah, not a big fan, will never get one again. Also, so expensive. Why was it $200? Why was it $200? We live in the desert, I suppose, so maybe like, I don't know, they need to ship them over or something. But yeah, no, that was a bad experience and never again. I will just have a fake tree forever and use those little sensicles or whatever they're called, because never again will I go through that and waste my money. And the best part was we had to buy a tree anyway, so we had to buy 2 trees last year. Just don't even get me started. Okay, now that that's over, we're moving on to fashion. The first trend that I've seen recently, I actually saw a short form video that popped up and it was like, here's what's in for winter 2025. And I was like, okay, what is it? And the first one said clown pants. Clown pants, which I think are just very, very largely oversized pants, which if you like these, good for you. Honestly, nothing against you. This is just for comedic value, but it's giving Jinko a little bit. It's giving Juggalo. It's giving you're leaving your best friend's house after a sleepover and all she has is like her dad's 4XL sweatpants. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not my favorite vibe. And to me, it doesn't look intentional, but the people who are wearing it look really cute. The thing that also just it irks me just a little bit about trends like that is not the people who wear them, but the people who make them. It's like, so you can make pants that are large. So you can make pants that are maybe plus size, but you just choose not to, you know what I mean? I will be sadly refraining from the clown pants trend for this winter, but who knows? You know, I've gone back on these videos before and been like, oh, did that, so we'll see. The next one is on my list, and I actually saw a few people talking about this, and listen, if this is your thing, go for it, absolutely. But I just wrote down medieval core, ... We're talking full chain metal, like going to the Renaissance fair, I would assume. That is not something that I would personally wear, but also I'm not cool, and the people who are wearing these are probably cool, you know what I mean? So I'm all for it. Maybe someday I will be out in the wild and I will see someone wearing like a full-blown medieval, you know, like fencing mask type of thing, like a knight mask, that's what I'm thinking, or like a shield. That would be kind of a vibe. But yeah, no, it's actually a thing that people are wearing, and I've seen it talked about in other trends videos, and I'm like, oh, that's a real thing. It's just so different, and I'm a very like kind of practical fashion person, I suppose, so that's the lens that I'm looking at it through. But if you like it, more power to you. You are probably cooler than I will ever be, but I will not be wearing medieval core this time around. Although you could tempt me with like enough, you know, Arya Stark footage, like maybe I could get into it, but where am I gonna wear that? To Walgreens? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna happen. Next up is kind of more of a style that I see in like jackets, sweaters, things like that, and it's called the funnel neck, which is like turtleneck on crack a little bit. I have such a beef with turtlenecks. Like, a mock neck is fine, but a turtleneck to me is the worst sensory nightmare you could imagine. Even hoodies sometimes, like, I have to cut, and I have other family members that are like that. I'm just a sensory sensitive girly, but I always have to have like a bit of looseness right here. Like, even with necklaces, chokers, things like that, it just has to be a little bit looser. So it's more just kind of knowing that there's something like this around my neck that I don't love. Even like scarves and stuff, I don't last very long wearing unless it's more of a like skinny one. So this is one that I actually really like the look of. I think it's extremely chic. It kind of gives that like Olsen Twins kind of vibe, you know? Especially with like the Olsen Twins tuck where you let your hair go inside of it and then it kind of pokes out a little bit. Like, oh, that is so chic and so cool. But I just know, number one, it doesn't get cold enough, blah, 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 broken record. But number two, I would just die after 5 minutes, you know? It's just not for me. Speaking of like the kind of turtleneck department, we're in that vein. I don't think I'm going to buy the J. Crew viral roll neck sweater. I actually was going to purchase this to test out for a video. I want to test out like viral holiday recipes, products, trends, things like that. And I wanted to get this because it's the first thing in a long time that I have seen everywhere. And if it reaches me as someone who's not really on TikTok anymore and doesn't really keep up with that kind of thing, if a viral product reaches me, a dinosaur, then it's viral, you know? And I love it. I love the look of it. I think it looks so cute on so many people, but I won't wear it. It's just a little too thick. I think it's perfect for someone who lives in a very cold climate, as someone who likes to layer, as someone who enjoys wearing that kind of sweater every day. But I don't love the look of mock necks on me. I wear them sometimes. Like, I wore a red one in my gift guide video that I thrifted recently, but I still, like, looking back at that footage, I was like, I don't think I like that on me. So I'd be much more inclined to wear like a crew neck sweater with maybe some sort of statement collar underneath, or a button down like I said before, as opposed to like the roll neck. And also those sweaters are like $200, $100 to $200 or something like that. So I was gonna order it for a video, and then I was like, I'm not gonna wear this, so I'm just not gonna. Another trend I'll be avoiding this time around is peplum leather jackets. I think I just have peplum trauma. Like, I think I just have a little bit of peplum PTSD from the, you know, 2011 to 2013 probably era. I didn't really love it the first time around. I kind of don't love it the second time around, even though it's a bit different. It kind of just gives a little bit more of like a tailored look, which I like, but I'm just such a fan of like the oversized baggy leather jacket. So I feel like that's the vein I'm probably gonna stay in, especially because I get to wear a jacket comfortably like maybe once a year. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to have, but I think it looks really, really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna avoid it just because it would collect dust in my closet just like every other jacket. And unless it's more of a collector's piece, like a classic, like a leather blazer or a leather jacket that I can keep forever, that's not more of like a trendy item, I'm probably gonna skip. The next trend that I like, but I don't think that I will probably implement because it's a me problem and not a trend problem, is wearing mixed metal jewelry. I don't know what it is. It's like, to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is sacrilege. Like, these two things cannot go together. And I've been seeing a lot of people doing it, and it looks fantastic, but for some reason it's like a rule in my head, which who cares, honestly, wear whatever you want. But if I'm wearing silver, then it needs to be all silver. If I'm wearing gold, then it needs to be all gold and nothing in between, you know? I do like a mixed metal piece. Like I've seen, you know, back in the 90s, my mom had bracelets that had both gold and silver on them or something like that. But I don't know what it is about, like if I was wearing gold earrings, I could never wear a silver necklace. I don't know why. Who cares? I don't think I could pull it off now that I think about it, like at all. And I don't think I would want to. Like it would drive me crazy all day. My eye would be twitching, so. No. This will come as no surprise if you watch my de-influencing video, but I'm gonna skip the barrel jeans. I know they're still here, they're still around. There was like a while where I feel like they kind of went out and then they came back in. Who can keep up with that kind of thing, honestly? But I just don't like the way they look on me. I think because they're meant to be more of a cropped style, when I wear them, like the shape of them and the cropped nature of them just makes it look really accidentally ill-fitted to me. Like it looks like I'm wearing a pair of pants that isn't the right size or that's too short instead of like a cool girl baggy barrel jean type of look. I'm just gonna stick with my wide leg jeans or maybe like a couple boot cuts or whatever because I feel like those just suit me the most. I like the way they look the most on me, and every time I've tried on a pair of barrel jeans I'm like, what am I doing? Literally never again. Never again. And then last but not least, we have the pencil skirt. This has kind of been around forever. Like it probably comes back in different variations. It's very office siren core, if you will. I'm trying to sound hip. But to me, it's way too form-fitting. It's kind of hard to walk in. It's kind of hard to sit in. It has a weird slit in the back that always just feels exposing. And like, I don't know, it's not my favorite, but I like the way it looks. I just don't like the way it looks on me. Or I guess I should say I don't like the way it makes me feel when I wear something like it. It'd be something really easy to thrift, but every time I try one on, I'm just like, yeah, no. I don't think I love that silhouette that does this. I love maybe more of a straight silhouette or even one that like flares out at the end like this. So not the silhouette or the style for me. You're not gonna be catching me in any kind of pencil skirt, maybe ever. It's just, to me, like one of my least favorite silhouettes, like actually ever. Sorry. I think I hate it. So anyway, that is a roundup of all of the different trends that I love and hate for the winter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What kind of trends are you loving? What kind of trends are you hating? Do you want to see me do another one of these come springtime? Let a girl know. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!